Hey everyone, I almost forgot that I am doing things differently today. This is on my computer, so I don't have any like cute little, filters and things like that, which is kind of a bummer, but whatever. I decided to do it this way because I think this way I can show you what I'm talking about with the transits. This will be hopefully uploaded to our YouTube as well as our Instagram, or like a link to, anyway, the upcoming transits. Let's share my screen. Boop, boop. Ew, they're up with me right now because I was looking at my transits, but this is the transits right now, currently. PST, so, Pacific Standard Time. Something I've always wanted to point out is we'll see the houses here, right? Starting with 1 to 12, right? As the hours move on, the houses will change, you'll notice, right? So now instead of being in the 11th house of friendship, right? This stellium here, or this three-way conjunction here is now in the 10th house of career, right? Which I can know that at some point today around 2:15, I will be talking with others about my career, or doing things about my career, or I'll be working in a partnership, right? And that action will be taken potentially, right? Or friction could be taken, or I can go, oh, hey, that's right. This stuff's going on right now, and I can choose how to take it. Anyway, whatever. That's just kind of a fun thing to mention. So these things move. They'll, as the day goes on. So it's like super fun. That means then, really fun note, that means that, say, see how it goes up this way? Now it'll be in the 9th house of sort of philosophy, travel, right? I might be going somewhere at this time, right? Which could be the store, probably for me. That is the thing on my list today. See where it falls. And then these are going to kind of keep going through the houses, right? And I know then that later on this evening, see, 8th house, 7th house, around 6:15, this is going to be conjunct the 7th house of other. So at around 6:15 today, whoever you are in committed partnerships with, they will probably be getting some attention, or something will be happening today around 6:15 Pacific Standard Time with others, right? Communicating with others, helping others find balance, maybe reminding yourself that you sound extra fiery and confident today, but that, Mercury's in retrograde, so keeping in mind miscommunications can happen. So that's kind of fun for me to know, because then I go, oh, damn. And now this here in particular, I know for certain that this will be in partnerships with others, like my family and stuff, because it's also in my natal house. My chart is in Libra, 7th house of others. So ways for you to know yourself. This is what we're doing. This is what I love. Knowing myself, knowing what's coming up and how to prepare and how to be like, oh, we'll work with that shit. Okay. So transits for today, and I'm going to move it to days so we can move through the days. All right. So right now, look at that. Moon in Capricorn. That is really good. That means that things that'll make you feel good today are writing things out on a list, right? A to-do list, a doable to-do list. We also have, and you haven't seen this before, but I noticed last night, 7:16, Saturn went direct. I'll show you something fun. Yesterday, see, it's red here. That means it's retrograde. So that means that Saturn wasn't kind of doing things outward. It was kind of revisiting and reflecting on things I do, right? Or things we do, you do, right? Saturn was more reflective. What am I doing? And today we have Saturn direct. This means that some of you might feel like, oh my gosh, I have so many things to do. I have so many ideas to do things. Saturn, what you hopefully will reflect on, but I know I reflected on this morning was, oh my gosh, I'm going to go online. I'm going to say all the things that I'm going to do. And then Saturn was like, do we need to say all the things we're going to do online? Or can you think them, do them, and then tell people you've done them? And I was like, oh my God, you're right. That's so much better than saying what I am going to do. And then maybe getting to half of them and not doing the other half. It is absolutely how I tend to do things. So it was really fun to see that. So Saturn direct in Aquarius, this means that maybe structures around activism, structures around perspective, structures, more more understanding with a perspective outlook, how things can be structured or labeled, or how you can start planting things now, so that you can reap a harvest of everyone reaps success rather than a small select few. Anyway, that's kind of my best guess. Aquarian vibes. Saturn is in its domicile here. It definitely likes to be here, so that's really good. We'll still notice that Jupiter is still retrograde. Next month it'll be direct, so we'll have solutions to problems as it goes through the signs, which is really cool. Oh my God, how fun. So right now Saturn is in the third house, and third house is kind of like social media. 11th house can also be that too. It's like friends, community, public, right? Here we have it in the third house of the mind, thinking, small social circles, tends to be sort of online. It's Mercury ruled. So making structures on how to post content is literally what I'm doing right now, which is really fun to see. I can make probably anything work, I'm certain, but I just can't not see the themes. All right, so today Saturn is direct. Yay, you might start feeling like, oh, I have so many things that I want to do. Make them bite-sized. Moon in Capricorn, make a list. It'll help you to feel productive and really happy if you can make yourself a list. I totally make myself a list on pretty journals, like what I'm going to do. So there is that. Tomorrow, the 12th, since I can show you, we'll have Moon, and it's applying to in a conjunction. That'll be more tomorrow, but Moon is in a square here. You see that red here? That means that there's a challenge happening. So Moon often represents mother, can represent women or feminine presenting peoples, right? And it looks like there will be some challenges tomorrow in how I consciously speak, right? Or how I'm being perceived by others, right? There could be miscommunications with like mother or like other women, right? Anytime there's a square, that could be something that's going on. There's a need for truth, but it kind of looks like a potential for feeling like people don't get me today. People don't understand me today. Other people don't understand me today. So that's kind of what I'm putting out there. But see that as something as, okay, I know that's going to happen. I'm prepared for it. I'm going to more roll with the punches rather than demand my way, because likely it should come back around later, right? Make a list of how you felt wronged, or journal about how you felt wronged, or like whatever, and then deal with it at a later time, not maybe during a square. Take the square more as, this is for me to learn. If it is a square where you are being called to share more about yourself with somebody who makes you feel emotionally, right? Just know that to put on sort of a brave self, but put on a self that includes others, is looking for balance. That big key. The 13th, the day after that, was that Wednesday, Moon conjunct Pluto. Look at that. So like earlier in the day, it'll be applying to like Moon conjunct Pluto, but we got that going on, right? It'll have started on Tuesday, really happening here. Pluto conjunct Moon can make your feelings feel a little bit more intense, right? They can, the Pluto, it kind of makes me think of like a jewelry shaker, you know, where it like, it's an ultrasonic bath, you know, and it shakes out all the little tiny pieces of, you know, debris and, you know, gross stuff that gets caught up in rings. It's going to do that to your emotions. So here, Pluto is going to be kind of shaking your emotions to kind of shake loose any of the other stuff that happened the day before, and be like, reflect on it. How did you do? What could you do better next time? What are you proud of yourself for? What got uncovered that was good? What needs to be uncovered still? That's kind of what the Moon tends, when it's with Pluto, tends to do. And here in Capricorn, it's going to want to be constructive in nature. Capricorn is also the sign of fathers, or masculine. So it could be emotional things with a father that happen, right? Where you'll kind of feel shooken up by a masculine, or maybe even somebody in authority over you, right? Is kind of also how that presents as. They don't have a penis or a vagina. It's more about the energy of the person. Oh, we also have the Venus, and she's going to be in a sextile to Saturn. Look at that. See, 6 and 6, and it goes 1, 2, 2 away is called a sextile. And when it's in a close degree like this, ooh, we could have more delays in there because Saturn likes to delay. So sometimes, like, you know, Venus at 6, Venus at 7, Venus at 8, you might feel it more. And what I would expect to feel is sort of optimistic about travel, optimistic about cultures, right? Optimistic about learning, right? Optimistic about sharing your wealth of knowledge, right? Maybe making a list of how you'll share your wealth of knowledge. That's kind of fun. So that tells me that Wednesday would be a fantastic, like after our calls and stuff, would be a good day to really think about, you know, content that we're producing, that I'm going to produce on our Patreon. So I would plan for that. 10-14. Jupiter in Aquarius here, remember it's still retrograde, so it's going to be like kind of internal problem solving, is in a trine with this right here, the Sun, Mercury, Mars, right? Which is nice. So what Jupiter affords us is sort of better problem solving and how to deal with others. It adds perspective, right? It adds expansive sort of godlike perspective into your life. So you can expect on the 14th to have some sort of internal conversations with how you treat others, maybe how you feel treated by others, right? And having some problem solving around it. So maybe some of those lists that you started making the days before with how your emotions were being affected or how Pluto shook, sort of free some of that loose debris out, right? What you're going to do is you're going to start planning, right? You'll start having better thoughts, right? And Venus is still in that sextile to Saturn here too. So we still have sort of optimistic about possible outcomes, which is like super great. Yay. All right. And then 10-13 here, Friday, or sorry, 10-15. Oh yeah, so okay, we do that. Sorry, I have them all written down. 10-15, Sun, Mars, Mercury. Mercury is now at 10, which makes it more than 7 degrees away from this Mars and Sun. So there may be less likelihood of miscommunications or like debated hot fiery miscommunications, right? Because Mercury's farther away now, which is really nice. It doesn't mean miscommunications are out of the way with others. It just means it might be less frictiony. And those are all still in a trine. Look at those. See, 20, 22, and applying trine to Moon and Jupiter here. So this is great. This is good to my mind because it looks like my emotions are growing, my emotions are expanding, my emotions are starting to understand how others feel or the other felt and my place in that, right? So 15th, Friday, that would be a good day to maybe self-reflect on some emotions, right? Maybe even share with a friend, because see how that at like around 11:30 or 11:18 a.m. this time, see how this is all in the house of friends in here. I don't know, you could talk to a friend, but so we still got this Mars and Sun here. So like if you've been fighting with a friend, I don't know if this would still be the best day to talk with them about it, but it looks like your emotions will be able to sort of handle it better, right, that day. On the 15th, oh yeah, so on the 15th, that's what it is. Venus sextile Mercury retrograde. So we've got Venus here at 8 degrees Sag in a 1-2 positive sextile to Mercury retrograde. This is kind of nice here because this means that you'll have sort of more grace. Venus gives us more grace. It gives us a desire to want to be more harmonious, which makes us kind of want to understand others better. So this is a good day to have an easier time loving anyway. Let's say you have miscommunications with a person, you're kind of more likely to let it go on this day, which is nice. The others, so this is everyone at large, might have an easier day to let it go. So maybe this might be a good day to like be around other people and hashing things out, because it looks like it'll be more prone to being constructive rather than, but note that be down with other people giving their opinions in a powerful way. This could still be a function here with that consciousness and that Marsy sort of gotta urgently say my opinion and I want my opinion to be heard by others, right? We still have that going on. So know that here you want to have grace with it. And then the last day, Sun, yeah, the last day I have is the 15th. So 16th, still a good day. Ooh, Moon in Pisces, that's nice. That's a nice bath for your moon there. Emotions there, intuitive, using your intuition to help read others. That's like super duper cool. All right, and the last day, Sunday, ooh, moon next to an IC at this time anyway, 11:18. This would be a good time to be at home, maybe with your family, right? Or being with family might be nice. Maybe you could do a brunch or something with your family or somebody in your family. That would feel like really good. I would totally plan that shit. And there's, okay, so this is kind of in conjunct here, right? But I think the moon just feels so good here with family that I'm hoping that you'll choose sort of the best story possible with that Neptune there. I could be idealistic being like, oh, but if you can lean into a positive story, if you feel like going into being around family, you can really lean into, I want to hear your opinion. Oh my God, share your opinion. I'm not going to be offended, right? Then really great day for a brunch that day. All right, so those are my thoughts. If you would like to join our Patreon, you can join our Patreon where I have a list written out for the transits of the month on what I expect things to feel like. We are kind of adding new content all the time. I'll talk about Patreon on another thing, but sign up. If you haven't had a birth chart reading with us, please have a birth chart reading with us. It makes knowing transits that much more significant, that much more powerful, that much more plannable. If you have any Capricorn, any Virgo, right, any Earth sign, Taurus, right, and you kind of like to plan, especially Capricorn, you should definitely hit us up for readings and stuff because it can really help with that. Alrighty, I will stop sharing my screen. And this ends sort of the first phase, how fun that it was on a Saturn Direct, of our YouTube and posting it on socials. Okay, bye.